Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all fandoms, welcome to the Ferret and Raccoon Podcast, episode 38. I am the Angry Raccoon.
I am Ace.
And we are back bringing you the first podcast in June of 2016. And once again, I think for the third podcast in a row, it's once again sunny.
Yeah, it's very strange. London weather just changes on a whim.
Yeah, because this whole week leading up to, I guess, the 6th of June, which is when this podcast is going up, was just miserable, grey.
Yeah. I mean, it was stuffy,
raining.
But very grey. Yeah. And now it's just sun's come out, and it's very windy as well.
Out of absolutely nowhere, but which is fine. But Ace, how have you been so far?
I've been pretty good. Mostly relaxing, doing some video editing for a kind of academy, so it's been quite cool.
Okay. Yeah, I've been. I pretty much finished off a very stressful section within my life and education, which I'm so glad is now done. So I can, at least now, to say to a lot of people that there will be a lot more videos coming out from this channel, because it got to the point where it wasn't that I wasn't too free. It was just too much stress to even want to go into doing something that could be stressful in a more relaxed or creative way. But that's how things go. But that's gone. I mean, I should be a lot freer, and I can promise a lot more reviews, impressions, and other things on the way. So, Ace, is there anything in particular you've been doing over the last 2 weeks, or the last rainy, miserable, grey, English usual weather type days?
There's been a little bit. The grey weather's kept me in, but I probably would have stayed in anyway. Can be so lazy sometimes, and I love it.
Fair enough.
So I have been watching a very fun little cartoon known as Camp WWE.
Oh yeah.
Which is exclusive to the WWE network, so you need that subscription to watch it. But it's a fun cartoon. It's actually not very PG in comparison to the main WWE show.
Yeah.
There is quite a bit of swearing and some more adult jokes in comparison. The main character is John Cena, a little kid version, because most of the wrestlers are little children, as they're at a summer camp. Whereas the camp counselors are more adult, and the owners of the camp are full adults. Most of the voice cast is new people, but some of the others, like Vince McMahon, is voiced by himself, as is Sergeant Slaughter and Ric Flair, who is the best character in the show.
He is just the constant woo.
It's amazing.
Too funny. I have actually watched this show, and it's on the list. But I only watched the first episode, and I honestly wasn't that too thrilled with it, to be fair.
If you don't know too much about wrestling, or you're not a big follower of it, there are going to be a lot of jokes you're not going to get. And then there are some that do drag on for a little bit too long. There was a particular one in the most recent episode where character gets out of a limo and just starts doing push-ups. And it's not a joke, and it just stays on there for too long. And you're like, can you just move on now? But overall, if you're a wrestling fan, you're going to enjoy this.
I think it's worth a watch, yeah. I'm not going to say too much about it, because I do intend to get to it at some point this year. But it's serviceable. You could do a lot worse.
It is. And it's actually made me like John Cena. I don't like him that much. I don't care for him.
That's because you can't see him, that's why.
It's very true. I mean, he's unseenable sometimes. But he is a very likeable protagonist in this. Very endearing. And a standout character is the female wrestler Paige, who's very English, and it's great hearing someone say wanker on an American show. I love it.
Because they probably don't know what that is.
Yeah, unless they've seen that one episode of Simpsons where Mr. Burns says it.
Yeah, I guess. But even then, I'm pretty sure a lot of the youth haven't even seen those episodes. They're like, oh, it's old.
Yeah, it's
not
true.
As good as the new episodes. Ooh.
It's not as good as Family Guy, guys. You know someone says that.
Where is Family Guy?
Oh, in a grave.
In every level, I'm trying to ask this question. Physically, mentally, spiritually, financially.
It should be dead.
Country-wise.
It's not.
No one cares about that show no more.
But other than that, I've also played and completed the PS4 and PS3 game Watch Dogs, which I played the PS4 version. It was a gift someone got me for my birthday. And it's a weird game in that there are some good ideas in there, and the hacking mechanics, while simple, are effective, and they do make it much more interesting than generic third-person shooter. But the main character is very bland. his sarcastic humour isn't that well done.
Do you ever see his face?
You do. He does take the scarf off of his face when he's not got his gun out. When he's got his gun out, it's like, no, cover up.
Yeah, let me just cover up my mouth.
People do know who he is, though, so it doesn't make too much sense.
Because that's what they'll be looking for, like what my lips look like, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's the thing. It is an effective disguise. It can actually work in real life. It has been known to happen. I mean, a lot of cowboys in the Old West used to do that, and it worked a lot.
Still not as good as that, like, E3 trailer.
No, it looks nothing like the E3 trailer.
I'm only saying that because... No, I'm not even talking about the graphics. I'm talking about the whole play style, the whole attention to detail with that demo, whatever it was. Whatever that's supposed to be, that film, I guess.
Yeah. I agree. There's a lot missing from that. And I will say a few things in defense of it. The villain is actually really well done. He's very well written, and the voice actor is very good. I enjoyed him a lot. The character is... Well, actually, I can't really say it. It's kind of a spoiler.
Yeah, don't, no.
But, yeah, he's good. And I didn't like the French accent girl, but I seem to have a problem with those. I just can't
French accents in general.
And she's the most well-defined, like, graphically. It seems like she's from a different game compared to everyone else's graphics. Like, they just worked on her.
Maybe she was from the better game.
It's possible. Very possible. But driving mechanics also bad, unless you're driving a motorbike. And, yeah, it's okay. It's not completely awful. It's about average mediocre. Somewhere around there. I hope Watch Dogs 2 is better.
Because that's pretty much been confirmed now.
Yeah. I think, was it Red Brad who
the YouTuber Red Brad who just hit 6 million subscribers, so props to him once again.
Yeah, congrats.
He got a letter from Ubisoft which said, it said Watch Dogs 2 basically.
Yeah.
Not unless Brad just decided randomly he was going to have a laugh with his followers and just go, hey, look.
Yeah.
Of course, they would send it to him first of all people. I'm sure PewDiePie had it time ago. I'm pretty sure PewDiePie knows about all the games. But then again, I don't think he gets too many endorsement deals. It's more like, mainly because there was a whole thing with, it was like the Video Game Awards, and he played Outlaws for the first time, and he just completely ripped on the game, and they weren't too happy. Is it almost as if they didn't watch his videos?
No, they don't. They think he's just still screaming over the top of things.
Yeah, because PewDiePie plays a game for fun.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily doing a review on it and trying to show you every single little mechanic and detail that makes this game different.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a bit of a shame, but I mean, Watch Dogs 2 could be good. I don't think it will.
I hope it's better, but it's a very slim chance, so I'm not getting my hopes over it.
You just got to say one word. It's like Ubisoft, and it's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, and it includes the Ubisoft mechanic of climb up to tower to reveal stuff, but it's done better than previous ones.
Aren't you like climbing a skyscraper then?
No, it's like a small little like onto a roof, like a very small roof, and then you're just hacking into something, but it makes sense.
It doesn't have the same impact with other things.
It works better though. It's not just climb up this, it's like hack puzzle in a way, and it's fine. It's better service.
I guess. I think they need to stop that before it becomes a serious issue with their games.
I really agree, because it's in everything.
Because at this rate, the only game made by them doesn't have that is like South Park: A Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
And you do climb something in that game, but you don't get an overall like sprawling animation of like the whole map of South Park.
Yeah.
I forget. Was it like Ubisoft that also published Child of Light? No. I think that was someone else. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure, but the game kind of reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed 1. It's not fully refined, and it's a bit repetitive at times.
So you're hoping that people are going to look back at Watch Dogs 1 as a joke, and then regard, hopefully, Watch Dogs 2 as the, oh damn, now we got a game.
That's what I'm hoping for, but again, I'm not getting my hopes up, because there are too many problems with modern gaming in general, so it's just a slim chance of, go ahead, please be good. Surprise me.
Well, we'll soon find out very soon, all of us, but we'll talk about that later on in the podcast. Right.
So what have you been doing, Raccoon?
I haven't been doing much other than getting stressed and annoyed.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't actually manage. I was going to watch 3 films for this segment, but I couldn't, so look forward to those mini reviews, I guess.
Okay.
On 39, but yeah, the only thing I really did was, I think we also did this as well, we went to the MCM London Comic Con, which was on the 27th, 28th and 29th of May. ton of fun. I can't necessarily speak for well, you can only speak about Saturday as soon as at the end of the day you went, but I went all 3 days. I was there just hanging around, taking photos, getting interviews and that, which you should see very soon-ish. But overall it was a great experience. This was a slightly different year for me. A lot of things were different. I was a little bit more prepared, and people definitely seemed to be a little bit happier when I presented them with the business card. So if you somehow, like, I don't know, manage to meet me, whether you know this or not, consider yourself lucky you got one of the business cards, got access to all the well, not the whole portfolio, but you got access to that information. And if you are new, thanks to meeting me there, I'd like to say hi. You know, this is me, this is Ace. You might have seen him lingering around somewhere. I
was the one wearing Chloe Price's t-shirt. So, yeah. That
was walking with me. Yeah. If you can even remember my face, that is. 2 of the days I wasn't in cosplay. But you can see that in the interviews, which should be up very soon. But, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to chat about our experiences from Comic-Con. Anything you wanted to mention of any note? I guess.
There were lots of nice cosplays I was happy to see.
Yes.
There was a ton of Steven Universe and Undertale, which is not a surprise.
The Undertale meetup, I think, was the biggest one.
Yeah.
Mainly because, I think the biggest one was technically the Marvel one because it's Marvel.
Yeah,
but I think the Undertale one, if you saw the actual meetup on Sunday, it was ridiculous.
Damn.
There was so many... just in the masses, so many Frisks was the main characters.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah.
So many of those characters, so many other characters. I didn't photograph. Something I should have done is photographed all the characters from. I didn't quite manage that. You probably notice in the interviews and if you see the photos that there are a lot less photos and they're slightly, they're a little bit more selective. That's only because I was so paranoid about getting home and getting on with work that needed to be handed in very soon. So. If you feel the quality in work has dropped, I can completely agree if you feel that way. But, I had fun. There was some great cosplays I saw as well. I'm not going to say too many because they'll be up on the internet at some point so people can see that.
I'm really looking forward to seeing these photos. I really like your work.
Yeah, they should be, they'll be up by the time this podcast is up. So if you can somehow find my work somehow, then you should be seeing them. But yeah, that was all I pretty much did, other than, do that, get stressed, and then relax.
It's the price you pay for being a student.
Well, there shouldn't be that much stress compared to what I had to endure and what other people in my... If this was like, let's say, my class or my uni podcast, then we could do a whole hour on just this one situation or section or person if you want to go on it, but that's not here nor there.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to our first topic, which is essentially unfortunately the saddest news, where Muhammad Ali, the legend himself, has unfortunately passed away, age 74. He passed away extremely recent, close to the actual recording of this podcast, which is a real shame to hear. Even the papers first thing this morning just all over it, except for one paper, and it was like they're putting some stupidness about politics. I'm like, really? Muhammad Ali just died.
Yeah.
No, let's not mess around with the BS of the government. Let's talk about this important man. But yes, the former heavyweight champion of I think probably one of the most famous boxers of all time.
Definitely the most famous.
He is the one who had the term sting like a butterfly, sting like a... I'm messing up here. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Excuse me. I'm thinking of another one similar to that.
Yeah.
He had that famous line, but it's a real shame to have another legend pass away. I mean, I think it is kind of unfortunate we keep saying how there's like so much trash still alive, and we don't condole wishing anyone's death. But it's like,
yeah, why are all these great legends dying and these other people were still here? It seems unfair in a way.
It does seem unfair. I mean, I understand old age will kill people and sickness and that would kill people, but I don't wish death upon anyone, but I wish there are some people who I think they need to go from being stupid, rich, and celebrity to just being well off.
Yeah, I get you.
They need to only be making less than $1 million a year. I'd like to see them kind of go, oh yeah, like. Remember there was like this really was it the 40-year-old the film Knocked Up.
Oh yeah.
When that film came out, they kind of did a pseudo sequel to that, where it was about the other couple. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was called like This Is Like 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was a terrible film because it was basically about this upper class like couple basically becoming like working class, and it was about their struggles from that transition of class. And it was like, yeah, because that's exactly what people want to see right now. They want to see rich people complain about how they don't make as much money.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. No one wants to see that.
That's kind of what I feel some of these stupider wealthy people need to kind of address. I mean, I'm not saying they need to lose their money and be homeless. I'm just saying, well, I guess I can say to a lot of them, what goes up must come down.
Yeah.
And the higher you are, the faster you will fall.
The harder you'll fall.
Exactly, especially if you mess up. I mean, there's plenty of very famous people who aren't stupid, but there are those few where it's like, this is what we call scum. But yeah, once again, real shame to have someone like him pass away. You know, I've thought to go out to his family, and I think definitely look up this man. Look up any interviews, anything he's talked about. Inspiration is definitely a word to use about this man of all the people we've covered so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, a real shame. Right. Now, we got something kind of different. We've got kind of a side-by-side kind of story to cover here. But basically, I'm going to be covering the one side, which is basically Marvel's fucking up, man. As Ace, you will be covering what section?
DC's fucking up, man.
Yeah, pretty much. So, over the course of the last 2 weeks, I think both of these companies, respectively, have been, fucking up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we want to kind of talk about their messing up. The reason the actual quote comes from the YouTuber Vash12349, and this is how I kind of got introduced to this whole news, where he basically posted an image holding the comic, which I'm about to talk about, basically saying the phrase, "Marvel's fucking up, man." And I thought that was just perfect to title this section. So I'm actually going to go first and talk about this whole thing, because it is, I don't know, you could consider it quite comedic in some sense. But let's see. So essentially, the new Captain America comic, which is essentially titled Captain America Steve Rogers.
Yeah, because there is a separate Captain America that has Sam Wilson as captain.
Because I wasn't too sure, because it says Captain America Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
But this Captain America is Steven Rogers.
Oh, Steven is just a longer variation. Like, everyone usually shortens it to
so it doesn't
Steve.
matter, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same person.
Okay, good. I know it's the same person.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, did they remove the N in the title for some reason?
No, he's usually just referred to as Steve.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just seems a little pointless when it's one letter.
I agree.
I can understand with a name like Roxy and Roxanne, but...
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so essentially Captain America Steven Rogers 1 essentially revealed at the end of the comic. It's a big spoiler, but I don't think anyone cares, or I'd be surprised if anyone doesn't know, but I still think it's worth talking about. And basically it was revealed at the end that Mr. Steve Rogers is a Hydra agent, or was a Hydra agent this whole time.
He's a Hydra double agent, and he's been there for 75 years.
Apparently, yeah. So this was the last panel in the comic. So... And I'm going to say this. I found this quite interesting that people freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, people freaked out very quickly over this different and maybe original idea, and pretty much essentially took to Twitter to pretty much go on and have a tangent about how this is the worst thing in the world. Mainly at the, I guess you can kind of say, the poor writer, Mr. Nick Spencer.
Yeah.
Who essentially, I guess after kind of seeing a lot of this negative hate and death threats, he essentially responded by saying, "Can't respond to the 9,000 tweets per second, but if I could, I would say I admire your passion."
Yeah.
Perfect.
But, so something I want to say about this. Because the whole 75 years of history of Steve Rogers, this plot twist really doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
At all.
No.
And it literally is just a cheap sales gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked because the comic is sold out. They're printing a second and third run already.
Third already?
Yes, they're doing second and third because it sold out.
Wow.
Because it stirred up that much controversy.
I don't even think they wanted it. I mean, obviously they wanted it to sell, but I don't think it. I think they're kind of going, whoa,
yeah,
we've got success here. I mean,
the last kind of shock thing that Nick Spencer tried to do with Marvel Comics is having Captain America being Sam Wilson and Thor being Jane Foster kissing. It's like, oh my god, interracial kiss? No one cares. And that's
an interracial kid. Who cares? You see it all the time. What the hell?
Exactly.
It's different if it was an alien that was going to kill him. Yeah. Or said she's going to kill. Or I killed your family, but let's kiss. I can understand maybe that being an issue.
That was his last shock gimmick thing, and no one cared. So, yet again, another thing. And Nick Spencer isn't an awful writer.
No.
His Bedlam series is amazing. I heartily say anyone should read that. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Very disturbing, but beautiful. But his recent stuff, specifically his Sam Wilson Captain America, is awful. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
They made Red Skull seem like a rational character.
Red Skull is not cool.
I know, and yet he's saying stuff that is normal and good to say. And they're painting him as the villain, and it's like, so you're saying Hydra are the smart ones here? How bad are you at writing then? Yeah.
Doesn't quite make sense. Your villain needs to be smarter by a little bit, if not as smart as the opposing hero force.
But they need to be doing the wrong things, not the right things.
Yeah, you could write an idea like that much better, but that's just not. That doesn't quite work. But I think we do something quite funny. So I got a link of some of the best negative comments and death threats that were kind of sent by Mr. Nick's way. So let's start with high threat level, who basically replies with, excuse me, I have to clear my throat for this one. Die rat, 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 die.
Stupid.
We have #, free somebody, worst name on Twitter maybe.
Yeah.
Kirby and Simon didn't die so you could ruin their legacy and then laugh about it. #Nick Spencer, say no to Hydra Cap.
To be honest, that isn't a bad comment in comparison.
No, I can understand that upset.
Yes.
Because I can understand Captain America being that kind of opposite. Because, I mean, Red Skull was originally Hitler.
Yeah, well, Red Skull was Hitler's, right-hand command.
But he's essentially the modern-day Hitler.
Yeah, he is.
For the most part.
Captain America was actually written by Jewish authors. So making Captain America a symbol of Hydra, aka a Nazi thing, is very against the Jewish author's original intent.
I can understand that, but at the same time, I think it's just... I mean, you're going to send people death threats?
No.
Send the guy death threats because of that?
It's the same thing as the whole Gamergate.
Are you Jewish?
Yeah. It's literally like the Gamergate. Some people send death threats, and it's like, no, it's not called for. Just do the normal thing. Campaign for the actual proper thing.
And real quick, while we're on the Gamergate subject, if you're still supporting Gamergate, fuck off. Seriously.
What, the ethics and journalism
People who were just like, oh, we got to worry about the game. Come on now.
Ooh, there's still some problems with ethics.
There are problems, but going about and being some kind of activist bullshit
the activism isn't needed.
And it's just like, you people have let people like Anita Sarkeesian and other fraudsters out there ruin something that used to be good. Congratulations, you just killed your own industry.
And that's literally, it's all the people sending the death threats. They're the ones causing this.
Dumbasses.
It's stupid. They don't need to do this.
Parasites like Anita Sarkeesian thrive off that.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's continue with some of the other quotes. So we got Calder Melt Stan, TM, trademark.
Okay.
Why are you telling me that Captain America hates me? Which he then followed up with, why are you telling me Captain America wants all the people to die?
Maybe he's Jewish. I'm that Twitter commenter, but no clue.
Maybe, how old do you have to be to have a Twitter? Is it like 8 or 6?
I have no clue.
Because I think they need to raise the I think they need to make sure that you can like grammar.
Yeah.
Is grammar good before you tweet? Yeah.
Well, they should do that for every website, to be honest. That's just a general thing.
Just a general. We got Stone Cold, not the Stone Cold.
Not Steve Austin.
Not Stone Cold.
Yeah.
She just simply replied with a die.
Oh,
who else we got? We got B with Wi-Fi. You're disgusting for turning a character by Jewish people to be an anti-Nazi symbol into a Nazi. Bravo. With a weird emoji of someone thinking with a worried face or something.
I hate the emojis, but yet again, that's a statement that's fine. It makes sense.
We got Bella, who says, I have a passion for how much I hate what you've done. 75 years of characters that you've just defied. It's repulsive.
Not that bad. It's not a death threat. It's a fine statement.
Well, yeah, some of these, I mean, I don't really want to be reading too many different. I'm just reading this off a post. Let's keep scrolling down. I admire you right now. It takes a type of person to tell so many people who want to kill you and want to admire their passion. This is a response to his somewhat famous quote. Let's try and end, before we get too into things, let's try and find an actual I guess, serious death threat. Oh, here's one Daisy essentially tweeted him an image of this weird, like, I think this kid is a meme unintentionally. He basically says, "If it had not been for the laws of this land, I would have slaughtered you."
Oh yeah, I remember reading that. Such an idiot.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, and I guess we kind of end with this one, which is like Danny Carr basically says, "This is the stupidest fucking gimmick I've ever seen. You fucked up on this one, Marvel."
Yeah, I can agree with that. It is. It's a dumb gimmick. I think Nick Spencer said it himself. He said something along the lines of, if the Darth Vader revealing that he was Luke's father was a comic, then it'd be considered a cheap sales gimmick. And no, because that was 2 stories and they worked. This is 75 years.
They built up to that.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's another thing I have with this issue. I mean, I'm going to be perfectly frank. I mean, for anyone who is having an issue with this, it's a fucking comic. At the end of the day, it's a work of fiction, and I'm pretty sure by issue 2 this is all going to be resolved, and he's going to be like, "Oh, it was Red Skull all along, or it was a scroll, or some crap like that."
Yeah, probably.
Whether that's Marvel pussing out or what, but why is people taking it so seriously? I mean,
I think it's the same way people disliking the Ghostbusters trailer. It's that they don't like seeing their childhood being ruined by selfish money grabbing. And that's what it is, but the death threats are unneeded. That's what it is.
I mean, even if you bring up the whole childhood thing, most of these people are fake fucks that just watch the film.
Well, yeah, there are them too, and that happens all the time. People see something rise into popularity, they're just going to jump on it. I mean, it's the same reason why Ghostbusters is the most disliked, because I don't think all those people were Ghostbusters fans.
No, a lot of them aren't.
Exactly.
A lot of them are sexist, a lot of them are just average film goers, a lot of them are passionate film goers and fan of Ghostbusters, and it is a real shame what's happened to that film. There has been a lot more shade towards that film. I mean, I'm very surprised that anyone behind the film was just staying quiet, honestly, except for I know one of the ladies, she kind of said, "I hope all the people who've been sending hate my way finally find a friend."
Yeah.
Which was just like, wow, do you want your film to be a success or what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine if you want to think that way because you do have some truth in there, but it's like, why don't you just stay quiet until the reviews are in?
Yeah. All these death threats are really not needed.
Don't be sending him death threats.
Yeah, it's stupid, juvenile, and completely idiotic.
I mean,
send at least an understandable message, like, I didn't enjoy this.
Hey, Nick, I'm not a fan of this. I don't think you should take Captain America in this direction. Can you maybe consider changing that at some point in your 6-issue run?
Yeah, exactly.
Simply put, and then maybe if there was that kind of outcry, they may go, "Oh well, I guess since people don't really like that concept, I tried something new, but let's get rid of it." But hey, I mean, just a bit of a shame. I mean, this is probably the reason why I don't read superhero comics, because it's just too.
Well, it's the reason I don't read ongoing series
for the most part.
Because ongoing ones, they don't have a proper narrative. The best type of ongoing writing was in the 70s and 80s, and that is not coming back. They're never going to do that again. Of
course not, because it'll be laughed out, or just people like, "What is this?"
Exactly.
I don't like this good writing. New ideas. Where's my rehash?
Actually telling a story in one issue and building up to something else as well. It's too complicated. Can't do that.
Says DC. So just a mess.
Yeah.
Just a mess in every kind of level. This is about the reason. I mean, after this, I was like, well, I'm glad I'm stopping reading comics, because it's just like.
This is why I really only buy graphic novels. I mean, I still need to get Bedlam #2 by Nick Spencer. First one was great. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, jeez, we talked too much about this BS. But I got one other story to quickly talk about, and that's still regarding Marvel/Disney fucking up. And so, essentially, in 2012, Disney made a deal with Netflix, which basically gave them exclusive rights over their property. That does include, Disney's animation, Pixar, Marvel, and Lucasfilm, aka Star Wars. That was 4 years ago, and now the contract and the agreement has come into fruition. So, as of this year, September, everything that Disney owns will be exclusively streamed and can be only viewed on Netflix. Which is a pretty dumb and scary thought when you think about this, because when you've got someone like Netflix who can create original content and then kind of mismanage how they distribute it in every kind of sense, kind of makes you wonder when they release that, Justice League Infinity War, and you can't watch it because you ain't got Netflix.
Oh, Avengers Infinity War, sorry.
Oh, is it Avengers?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever, I don't really care.
But yeah, I understand. I mean, I want the collections on DVD. I'm still waiting for a Marvel Phase 2 Blu-ray box set, which hasn't happened.
It's not happened because Marvel was going, well, we can't do that now, can we?
Yeah.
Because now Netflix now has jurisdiction over what happens to their films once they leave cinema. I mean, if anything, all that could happen is they put one film out at the same time as Netflix. That one does more popular being on Netflix. And then, hey, guess what? Your new Iron Man film, that's only going to be cinemas for 3 days. Otherwise, you got to get Netflix, guys.
I mean, considering how well their films have been doing in cinemas, I doubt they're going to do that. Because Civil War is the best-selling film of this year. Mm-hmm. So I highly doubt they're just going to do it for the films. But distribution rights after it's been in cinema, I can imagine exclusive to Netflix. They're going to be missed. Yeah. They're
going to be messed up big time. I mean, the worst-case scenario we're kind of looking at is that the film comes out, goes straight into Netflix or it's on Netflix at the same time, and then everyone else who doesn't have Netflix and didn't see it in the cinema has to wait up to about a year for that film to eventually come out with Netflix stupid logo plastered all over it, and you don't get any kind of exclusivity. They could be really scummy about this, not provide a Blu-ray, not provide any kind of special features, just the bare minimums, just to kind of say, well, F you, anyone who doesn't have Netflix.
I mean, that's the thing on Netflix, they don't even have special features. They have one trailer, usually, as a special feature, and that's it. So, I haven't seen their DVD releases. It might be different. So I've got no clue there.
I don't know. If they're not playing any kind of special features in order to get people hyped for new series, I don't see why they would put it on the DVD. They probably would render it useless. It'd just be more money going down the drain for them. They lose so much money due to advertising, so I don't think they would actually even put any money into filming anything. I mean, well done, Disney. You fucked up big time.
Yeah. I mean, as a fan of Netflix, I do have an account. I still want physical release. I will still watch the stuff on there. Just give me the physical release. Give me the bonuses. I'm happy.
It's kind of like we've gone back in time now, in a sense, where you had like the early 50s and 60s when once a film came out in the cinema, you haven't seen that film again.
Yeah, exactly.
Next time you'll see it is maybe if someone picked up the rights to watch on TV.
Yeah.
Now we've essentially gone back to that with just everything Disney has made. And I mean, I kind of hope that I kind of hope they do this with Rogue One and it's just exclusive on Netflix. It's like, good, I don't want that shit scaring off films that I want to go see.
That's the thing with Disney. They know they still earn so much in the movies. They won't change that. That's the one thing they won't do.
Depends on how serious the contract is, though.
It's not going to scare
If they had to cancel their whole subscription service because of that, and you also have to take in consideration in UK, we have Sky Disney.
True.
If that transpires over to England, then Sky Disney's gone.
Yeah.
Disney's partnership with Sky is gone, as well as any other, I guess, channel like Channel 5 that has their Disney films.
Yeah.
That's gone. And then it's like, right, you want to see Disney? Well, you're only seeing it on Netflix, or you buy the ticket.
Yeah, it's going to be cinema or Netflix. That would be it. They'll have it on one and the other.
Ah, what a shame. What a shame.
But moving on to DC fucking up.
Oh, as they always do. This is no stranger to this topic, jeez.
No, it's not. I mean, unless you're reading something like Harley Quinn, then you don't really have much for DC.
That's going to get cancelled soon.
Well, they're doing a Harley Quinn 1, aren't they? Like, a new one for after Rebirth.
I don't care about that shit.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I've recently read DC Rebirth. It came out and it's supposed to be the whole new line of DC Comics. They're going to do a Rebirth for most comics, and then they're starting them off again at number 1. And one of the main things about this is the Watchmen are being introduced into the DC universe.
Now, can I just quickly say, when you told me about this, I thought it was the ugliest idea I've ever heard.
I completely agree. The Watchmen characters work perfectly in their standalone series.
I think, what was my quote? I think it was, don't drag those classics down with you.
Yeah, I completely agree. And one of the things is that during the DC Rebirth comic, it reintroduces Wally West, who fans have been missing since New 52, which I'm happy about. That's the good change. And that's about it.
Wally West, isn't that like a Flash?
Yeah, he's Kid Flash. They did introduce a new Wally West in New 52.
But no one cared.
No one cared. They made him very uninteresting, and the only way they could think to make him different is they made him black. and that was it. And no one cared. They didn't write him well. They didn't do anything with him. So, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, could you explain how he suddenly became black?
Yeah, apparently, with the new Wally West coming back, Wally West said, oh, he's like a cousin. My uncle married a black woman and they had a child or something. And yeah, so 2 cousins, both called Wally West, both with super flash powers.
That's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Shame that the rest of the media doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
We need to make our show real interesting. Make him black.
Yeah, well, Fantastic Four movie, you know.
Yeah, but they were looking at talent.
Yeah. Michael Jordan was good.
They were looking for talent. This is the one thing I won't, disregard them as at least they had a good cast.
Yeah, true.
Ish.
But they also revealed Joker is 3 people, not 1, and that one of them, many people speculating, is the comedian from Watchmen. So that's a fucking joke.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so it's not really a spoiler. So what, the comedian's not going to die in this?
No, apparently he's possibly alive as one of the Jokers, or he was one of the Jokers and is now dead. Because there's a current Joker and one already died a little while ago. Yeah.
Isn't the idea of the Joker that there's like, he's just some guy and he could be anyone?
Well, he's just super crazy batshit insane
doesn't
guy.
Doesn't that kind of take it out of it when you've got 3 people who are the Joker?
Yes, it really does. It ruins the character.
Because where's the originality?
Yeah.
I mean, no one wants to listen to a podcast with 3 of me on it because it'd be the most boring thing in the world.
It'd be an echo chamber.
Exactly.
But also, the characters of Laurie and Dan, Night Owl and Silk Spectre, I have a theory, because they haven't been specified yet, they are being introduced in Batman #1, because Batman is going to meet up with 2 new vigilantes in Gotham, and they look like Dan and Laurie at the end of Watchmen when Laurie has a fake blonde hair. So, that's quite obvious there. Yeah. And then Ozymandias has been training New 52 Superman, and New 52 Superman is dead.
Now you've officially lost me because you mentioned Superman.
Yeah.
I was zoning out before, but now it's like...
No, New 52...
I might as well leave the room now, because it's just like, I don't care.
No, New 52 Superman is dead, but it turns out the old Superman is actually still alive from before pre-52. So the good Superman is actually still alive. That's the good thing as well. And he has a cool badass beard, and it works. So Wally West and badass Superman. That's basically the best things. The rest is this awful, disgusting destruction of the Watchmen by integrating it into an ongoing series. Makes no sense.
I kind of wish Ferret was on this podcast, because we can bring up part 8 of the discussion of why comics don't work compared to a manga series. It's a debate that's been going on for maybe a few years, but I think now would be a good time, but we'll have to tuck that away for another discussion, because it can get quite heated, especially when you're in a comic book store that also sells comics and manga books.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all I can really say to that is, please go and pick up the original copy of Watchmen.
Yeah, pick it up. It's a brilliant story.
Don't buy any of this Rebirth stuff. I mean, when I saw Rebirth and I was looking at some of those character designs, you can hear me shaking my head and say, oh, I'm going to be saving some money. I won't have to buy anything DC now.
Yeah. But, and I will say this, just in case anyone's like, oh, okay, so you read them? Did you buy them? It's like, no, I didn't buy these comics. One of my friends bought them.
I stole them.
Yeah, exactly. I just stole them. Walked in, they said, don't worry, we don't care, just take them.
We're just taking out the trash. You want some?
Yeah, exactly. No, one of my friends bought them. They didn't like them. They passed them on to me. I didn't like them. I passed them on to someone else. And just do that.
And so the cycle will continue.
Exactly.
Maybe you will get those 2 comics at some point, listeners.
Oh, it was free. It was DC Rebirth, Batman Rebirth, and Superman Rebirth.
Maybe you will. Maybe, and if you do actually even somehow obtain these 3 issues that apparently been going around and will go around for the rest of time.
It's passed on to, I think, the 11th person now. I was the second, so...
Well, if you are one of those lucky people, definitely let us know via email, being raccoonplusfriends@gmail.com. You can find that email at the bottom of every description of every video, as well as the download link, and all the other links we'll put in the description, because we want to make sure you guys can be informed. I mean, if we were to read everything like an article was written, it'd be terrible, and some people can't write.
It's very true.
Simply put, anything else to discuss about DC's messing up?
Yeah, the main thing is I feel like this whole thing was planned. As oddly as
They
that
wanted to
sounds.
mess up?
No, not they wanted to mess up. They thought it was going to be genius. Because when New 52 happened, that's the exact time they did the Before Watchmen comic book series, which is set before the Watchmen book.
I think the only good thing about like the Before Watchmen was an animated series they did. It was like animated films. Yeah, there was like a they did an animated film round about that time, and it was really good for some of the animation it had.
I never heard of a Watchmen animation.
Well, that's gonna have to go on your list then.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But yeah, happened around the same time, and there's been some of this stuff ongoing, especially with the whole Ozymandias training Superman, which he wasn't named. It was just kind of he was there. Ish.
Didn't I'm blanking now. Who is the author of Watchmen?
Watchmen, Alan Moore.
Alan Moore, yeah.
He hates every adaptation of Watchmen.
Yeah.
Except for the Saturday Morning Watchmen. He loves that by Henry Partridge.
Yeah, because it's fantastic.
No, Harry Partridge.
Because it's fantastic.
Yeah, he loves that.
Didn't he and The Simpsons predict this pretty much?
Yeah.
In that wonderful episode when Lisa is speaking to a lot of these graphic artists and he's just having a tangent going. I was like, they ruined my series. I don't give a damn about this. It's just I don't care. And it's like,
yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, it's true.
He's one of the best writers out there.
He is really good, unless he starts putting in his very weird snake cult social stuff. Like he has a very
Alan,
strange...
enough with the snakes.
Yeah, he's got a weird like snake religion thing going on. I don't care, but his writing's usually good.
I'll leave him be.
Yeah.
As long as
He's not harming anyone. Yeah.
As long as he ain't sacrificing people, that's fine.
Wait until you see it's Friday nights.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. All right. Speaking of Friday nights and nights in general, let's talk about something we haven't talked about for a while, which is the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. More specifically, yes. The Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Base trailer, which I believe is now the 5th game in the series, not including the spin-off game, the
FNAF World
that came before then. And we just wanted to talk about this trailer real quick and kind of talk about the actual state of the franchise at this point. Now, we both watched the trailer and I thought it was very run-of-the-mill, very standard for what the trailers look like.
Yeah.
I am kind of happy that it is a little bit different, I guess. I'm a bit confused, kind of understanding a little bit about the franchise, and I'm like, why the hell is there animatronics on the ground?
On the ground?
Underground.
Underground. Well,
Underground.
Considering its name, Sister Location, obviously being a separate kind of franchise, like a Big Boy or something, there'd be like a Joe's Big Boy instead as a sister
But
location.
it's like, why is it underground?
It's highly possible that they're just in storage at the moment, and they haven't set up the shop completely. In a way.
Still, why is it underground?
I don't know. That's literally what I can think. They're in storage.
I can understand if it was like, oh, there's a base in Toronto.
Yeah.
But it's like, who's putting these animatronics underground?
I'm presuming a basement or just storage area, and that's it. Or it's just for the trailer.
From that vague trailer, it looks like you're going down pretty damn far. And I'm like,
yeah.
Who is being security guard to an underground facility?
I don't know. Or maybe it's some sort of they're going on in a weird direction. There's barely anything there to know. It's just new designs, weird like kind of face movements, which it works in a way.
We talked about that, and we was like, because when I saw that, I was like, oh, there's some space stuff there. Because doesn't it make more sense for it to go into space? But I guess we're not there yet.
I don't. Yeah, but after that, they're gonna have to do Five Nights at Freddy's in the Hood.
Yeah, but then you can easily go back to the Hood as well after.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
Easily, but I was, kind of confused by this trailer because I thought it was kind of funny that of all the, if you know what the characters are, you've got like the bear, which is Freddy.
Yeah.
You got the Foxy.
Chica the duck, I think.
No, I'm talking about the ones that are there now.
Oh,
because
okay.
you got like some weird ballerina thing and some like girl.
Yeah.
And girl.
It kind of reminds me of the Raggedy Ann doll kind of thing. It's like an old toy.
Let's not go into that creepiness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I really hope you do something with this game now because it's been long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the longest like period we've had between games, which is like pretty good, I think. Let's hope the game actually. Let's just hope the game comes out in October.
Yeah.
Giving him.
Let's hope it's different in a good way.
I mean, I do like not that different because I mean, the Foxy is still there.
Yeah, I meant like different, like at least gone off onto a new style of the gameplay.
Yeah, because I mean the only way those games will stay successful was Foxy's in it.
I guess, I mean, lots of people like the Foxy character.
Like, when the third game came out and people couldn't find Foxy, people were having a breakdown. They were like, where is Foxy?
I like the cupcake. It's just part of Chico. The cupcake's cool. It's got a little face on it.
Yeah.
It's so chill.
But we kind of wanted to talk about the franchise and kind of talk about what's happening with it. And I mean, I think it's time that the creator, Scott Kaufman, should do something original with it. Or he needs to stop.
Scott Kaufman.
Kaufman, however you want to say it. I mean, the man's never actually said his name on voice recording, so I don't know.
But yeah, I hope he moves on to something else.
Because he's got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy can character design pretty well.
He can, and he's good at putting in just enough to set up a mystery.
I think what they should have done is they should have, like, him and the people who made Soma should team up.
Yeah, that could work.
That would be great if their minds were to combine. And I think the problem is Scott Kaufman needs he needs someone else to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, he needs someone to not a fan, because
no,
fans I want Foxy. Yeah. No, I'm talking about someone who
another creator.
Yeah, he needs another creator, and maybe he's gonna do that. I know there was that weird game where it was like the Joy of Creation game where it's like, I can't even tell if he made it, someone else made it, but it's like the robots themselves in a house.
I think I've heard of that, but I just can't remember it.
I'll have to show you that.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird and somewhat frightening in a sense. It's like it's like what the fourth game kind of should have been.
Okay.
In a sense, and what people kind of want. So you're basically exploring areas, and those things are out there trying to find you.
That sounds pretty interesting.
And when they find you, they punch you in the face.
I like that.
Yeah, they punch you in the face. Not even cute. They just punch you in the face. But yeah, I really want this franchise to either stop or do something original. Scott Kaufman, you got a lot of talent. I will support your talent, and I will defend Five Nights at Freddy's, the first game, as an original, interesting concept. Because I mean, tell me another game that is a point-and-click strategy stress management game. You can't.
It's true.
You can't. And I mean, not even the fakers that came out there, like the fake Nights at Freddy's games, could even try. Because I mean, I just type in, I think it's like -exp fake Nights at Freddy's. You'll see.
There are a ton.
Just how popular some of these games can be, but I don't know. We wanted to include that. I mean, I'll be fair. Like the trailers we're talking about on this podcast are pretty weak.
Yeah, they are, but some of them are just really fun. They can be quite fun.
Some of them are quite fun. But yeah, let's go on to something that isn't as fun. So we're kind of talking about some more BS that's happened over the last 2 weeks as well, mainly regarding YouTube, as if YouTube couldn't be that much of a minefield to even get your head around or even exist on. So essentially the YouTubers H3H3, which is built up of two people, Ethan and Ela, who basically do reaction videos. On their second channel, being Ethan and Ela, they did a video where they basically I guess reacted to this guy who goes by the name Bold Guy, about him pathetically trying to pick up chicks, or how he thinks chicks would dig him, or some.
Yeah.
We're going to link everything in the description, both these two videos regarding the whole situation, so you can kind of get the full thing. We're just only going to talk about what has happened since these two videos. So we'll give you a sec to, like, you know, pause this podcast, go watch these two videos, and then kind of come back for a discussion. So essentially, as you hopefully now know, Mr. Bold Guy is now suing them basically over that video, essentially claiming that it's, you know, I guess the whole BS with the whole, basically he doesn't like the fact they're making fun of him.
Yeah.
Because he can't take criticism nor a joke.
No, he's got too much of an ego.
Well, yeah, you just have to look at his videos.
Exactly.
Of course he does. So they're basically, unfortunately, being taken to court and being sued. The guy is a surprisingly malicious man, and of all the people who you would suspect would be their enemies, I'm surprised it's him.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting the Bradburys first.
Yeah, exactly.
If anyone, and then maybe DJ Khaled next.
Yeah, I mean, even though they did win that trip to meet DJ Khaled, nothing's come of that, though.
Apparently, it's still happening.
Really?
Apparently the studio contacted them and said that they're just trying to arrange it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Apparently, it's still going to happen because they did win fair and square.
Yeah, they did.
But it's a real shame. But what happened over the course was, I think it was I forget the YouTuber's name, but I'm sure you already know already. So eventually, they managed to raise a bunch of money in order for them to actually go up against him in court in the upcoming years. A lot of people actually donated to them, which was quite nice. So you had some big names. You actually donated to them. I Hate Everything. I believe Your Movie Sucks. And you had some surprising people like Leafy and the Fine Brothers, PewDiePie, Markiplier.
Jenna Marbles, who I was very confused about.
There's a ton of and just general people. So I think, say what you will about those people, except for Leafy, because I think he's a cunt. But, props to them. Okay. Even Fine Brothers, they donate £10,000. And I'm like, okay, that's a nice gesture, guys. So they managed to make the 100,000 in order to go to lawsuit. So basically what they did was they spoke to the game lawyer, who's essentially a really nice guy who we are going to put in the description, and he will be in the description of those videos. Essentially now working with him, they've essentially kind of created almost like a piggy bank for people who may get into certain legal trouble, because it is quite disgusting to see YouTubers sue other YouTubers. I can expect this from higher up industry people who know nothing of the world, but this is really disappointing.
It's part of the whole YouTube culture. People are going to end up taking shots at you, or they're going to end up doing a reaction video or something. So, suing them is just stupid. People know how the copyright game works.
They know how the copyright game is broken. That's
exactly.
How they know.
And they know how to work around it so they don't get sued. And yet you still try and sue them, and it makes no sense.
I mean, and I think the fact that we now have the whole FUPA system put into place, which is essentially to help that piggy bank to help anyone who may get into these legal issues, I think is just a fantastic idea. And I'm actually really proud of what people have done and the people who kind of contributed to this. I mean, if YouTube isn't going to do anything, we're going to have to, do it ourselves, basically. Yeah. And I think this is a great thing. I mean, this is how you use your popularity and your power correctly. I know other people who, like Markiplier, PewDiePie, who do donate to charities and do other kind of funding stuff and all that kind of thing. That's all great. But I think this is something that is very topical, and I do appreciate it. I really hope that H3H3 and Channel Awesome actually team up and kind of continue this support to actually tell these idiots that, you can't just do whatever you want with the internet, because apparently rumor is Sopa's back, but we'll see as that
worst thing, Sopa never really left. They've continuously tried.
No, they keep changing the name, and they keep trying to slide it into law so they can pass it.
But people are too smart. They find this out. They let other people know.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a big issue. I think even if I don't know, if they want to censor the internet, that's fine, because they're just going to have a constant war. Yeah. I mean, if they want to, they're going to notice something's kind of off when they keep wasting money and draining their resources just to censor the internet. Yeah. When there are tons of people dying out in the world, and your biggest issue is, oh no, they said something bad about my film, get them.
Oh no, one person copied the video and is sending it. We can't just take that one down.
I don't know. Would the term "you need to check your priorities" come into play, or is that would that come into play?
No, it's definitely a priority.
It's a term I don't like to use because it's so confused now. People just use it as an insult anyway.
More people use the term "check your privilege," not "check your priority." But priority is a major issue for bigger companies.
Did you like Zootopia, Ace?
Yeah, it was good.
Did you think it was the best film of the year?
No.
You should check your priorities.
Dun dun dun.
Disappointing the race of humans.
Everyone who likes Zootopia thinks you're a scumbag.
Oh, get out of here, hacker.
Alright, I'm gone, guys.
Right, so kind of bad and positive news, but let's hope that it works out for H3H3. Yeah. I would love to see. Well, Bold Guy's already getting a ton of flack on his channel. You go to that video they did a review on, and it is the most hilarious thing there. Yeah. I mean, there are some tasteful threats there.
Yeah,
tasteful threats.
There are. Just reading through the legal document is astounding.
Yeah, they got such a really crap lawyer.
It is. They're reaching.
I mean, it's really bad that I think as long as the judge is not an idiot, he'll probably very obviously be able to see, right, oh, so you guys are fighting to keep this video up because you consider it's fair use. You guys are fighting because you want money.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's your claim?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they made fun of me, so I want money. Not some kind of justice. You just want money.
It's not even defamation, so you couldn't even sue them for that. That's why they're trying to go after copyright.
No. It's a real shame, but good luck, YouTube, because this is made news. This is made press. This was in Time magazine, and it's going to keep making press.
Yeah.
And as we've already realized over the last few years, YouTube only does something when people start talking about things.
Exactly.
Hence why we are encouraging you guys to watch the videos.
Yeah.
And share them, because YouTube, you're going to be in for a whole lot of shit if you don't fix yourself or do anything about it. You can't keep getting pushed over by these bigger companies while you've got smaller independent people fighting these companies.
Exactly. You need to
fighting
fight
these
back.
assholes. It's pathetic. You ain't going to be around in 5 years at this rate.
Yeah.
You ain't reaching that 20-year mark.
You need fair use both ways, not just in purpose of one.
Go over the way of MySpace, jeez.
Oh no.
Right,
No.
so let's move on to our next story. Once again, we kind of got a 2-for-2 story. Which of the two do you want to cover without spoiling anything? You want to cover the first or the second one?
I'll cover the second one. I know more about that one.
I'll cover the first one. So essentially, we're going back to Blizzard. We're going back to, I guess, everyone's favorite game, Overwatch. It finally dropped. I think the reviews are mostly positive, despite the fact the game is a bit on the lacking side.
Yeah,
But,
it's mostly only multiplayer online.
We need more stuff. I know they're going to give it to us, but game does not deserve a 9 yet.
Yeah, I mean, considering some other games, it is definitely much higher than them. It deserves more than others.
Yeah. But regardless, I'd still consider it a good game.
Yeah, it
But
is.
so, essentially, Shane Hickey essentially wrote to Overwatch's Twitter, essentially asking about his daughter's fan-made character called Burst. He essentially sent her drawings to the Twitter page with kind of like, I think it kind of had her drawings as well, kind of saying what the character did. So
yeah, and the special abilities and move lists.
We'll put it in the description so you can actually have a look at what this character looks like, because I'm not going to try and explain it. But basically, she's got like these kind of like headphone hair kind of thing that kind of makes this like fog. And really cool kind of thing on just for a child's paper. Exactly. Is pretty creative. So essentially what happened was after he pretty much tweeted this, basically saying... excuse me, let me find the quote exactly because I cannot see it. Basically saying, "Hi team, my daughter created a new character. Her name is Burst. She'd love to know your thoughts." Essentially within, I'm not too sure exactly, no time almost. Yeah. Essentially Overwatch tweeted back to him saying, "Our artist was so inspired by this that they created their own fan art. Hope your daughter loves this." And so essentially it's someone who did a very quick mock-up and drawing of like her character.
Yeah.
As how it would look in the game, and it's artwork is great, but it's like this is such a really sweet and nice thing for them to do.
It shows they care about the community.
Yeah, and it's so random as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. I think I think they probably actually saw potential in this character and went, "Oh, that's actually really." Yeah. I mean, let's be fair. Sometimes children's drawings can be quite hard to interpret, but clearly this is a young girl who has a knack for artistry, and this is someone who was obviously able to see that and go. Yeah. I see what she was doing here.
Exactly. And
was able to actually make something of this, which I think is really... I mean, I like the look of the character. I think this character would legit fit in, because if you look at all the characters, we don't have... Well, I'm presuming this character is young. We don't have anyone who's too young. I think we need a feisty, young, kind of fast kind of character, just spouting out like... almost nonsense. I mean, Tracer kind of does that, but I'm sure that character's like 30s or something.
I think Tracer's like late 20s.
Oh no, sexist Raccoon! How can you say that?
I think she's like 24 or 26, something around that.
Sexist Ace. Oh,
you can't tell a woman how old she is. It's sexist.
Watch me. You're 40, right? No.
Of course I am.
No, so I thought this was really nice. So I guess the question now is, should this character actually be a DLC character?
I want it to be. That's the first thing. When I found out about this, I was saying I want it to be a character. It looks cool. I would love this to be a character.
I think they should do what they did with there was a few fighting games. There was one which I think was called like Beast Fear or something like that, where they had basically the characters are like anthropomorphic characters. Ego Raptor has a character. He's basically basically his character is basically a cyber raptor.
That's cool.
And Maximilian, who is well known within like the fighting game community, he has a character which is based off his pet Pomeranian dog called Benny, and he's voicing that character, which is nice. I think they should do, if they do put this character in the game as DLC, let the creator actually voice the character. I think.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or let her write the dialogue or something like that, or speak to her and say, well, what exactly do you want like the character to do? Because I think if you want to do good marketing and a good gesture, this is perfect.
Yeah, but, it's really nice, very endearing thing going on here.
I mean, the DLC is all the DLC as of now was going to be free, which already that's another thumbs up.
Exactly.
I mean, you've already got like 20, I think it's like 24 potential DLC characters. Might as well some point down the line. I would love to see this, but let's go on the other side of the coin real quick. Ace, you want to cover the other story, which is also about Blizzard and Overwatch?
Yeah, so in a much more seedier way, rather than that very innocent, pure story, an overabundance of Overwatch porn has surged the internet.
So they say. I'm going to use quotation marks.
It actually has. I mean, first of all, I'll start. On Pornhub, they did have, I think, a 714% increase in searching.
I have
for
800.
800?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Last time I checked, 714. It's rised for Overwatch porn, specifically mostly of the character Tracer.
Not the only thing rising.
Yeah. You could definitely say that. Tracer's been the most looked after character for this, and probably in response to this, many people have taken assets actually from the game. There is a certain software you can use to do this. It's been used for previous
Source
filmmaker
Filmmaker software. That's essentially what they've been doing to make these not safe for work videos for the most part.
So basically they take the character models from the actual game and turn that into their own pornography.
They animate them.
Yeah. Basically doing whatever thing they can imagine, and it has been done for many characters. Overwatch and Blizzard behind that kind of trying to take this down. And I'm going to say two things. I understand why, and it is in their right to do, because it is their character models literally being stolen.
Yeah, the character models being stolen. I think they're in the right to do that, but at the same time, hiring a company to go out and essentially send DMCAs and take down notices to these people is a bit extreme, I think.
It is, and I do understand why they're doing that. But yet again, the problem is the other side of this. You're not going to be able to stop them.
No.
It's just going to continue. It will never stop.
I mean, you say this to anyone who is cultured and in the know.
Yeah.
Even if I was to say this to you, like, oh, I want to take this video down, Ace.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remove this video off the internet.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
What a waste of time and money. Seriously, Blizzard, put that money into making Burst the character. Come on.
Yeah. At least one thing we can say, that any fan art that is including in these erotic acts has not been taken down. So it is literally only stuff using their character models.
Yeah, because, I mean, you look at, if you want, you can look at the screenshots of that kind of stuff, and it's like quite discerning and creepy. I personally find I've seen plenty of stuff regarding this kind of source engine things, and then just illustrated stuff. The way I see it is, don't take down anyone's created work, whether it be safe for work or not, because at the end of the day, that means that people like what you have. And if they are going to willingly create something based on that, you should let them, because it's going to interest more people. And at the same time, I mean, if drawing that kind of thing based on a character you love is going to help improve you and make you a better illustrator, animator, whatever, do it. I'm not going to stop anyone from doing that personally, because if that's how you practice, so be it.
So, you basically summed it up perfectly. They're making stuff based on your stuff. I understand the stealing problem.
Like Blizzard, I get it. You're worried about people seeing your stuff, and you're worried about the reputation of this game.
I don't think it literally is just that people are stealing the actual assets themselves.
But I think it's also the reputation as well. If this game had bombed, they wouldn't have done this.
Well, as I said, when it's the 2D art, the stuff people are drawing, they don't care. They're letting that happen because they don't want to take down that stuff. It's just the assets.
They are a little worried about reputation, because this game needs to be the best. I mean, seriously, Blizzard, it's okay. Yeah. Don't freak out. You're gonna make your money back. It's all right. I mean, Battleborn is not an issue for you.
No,
obviously.
It's really not.
I do kind of feel sorry for Battleborn to some extent.
I mean, if they tried harder, then I'd feel bad for them. But
character designs can make a game, guys.
Yeah, there's only one in that I liked. The weird robot-y guy with a clock owl or something, and that was it.
I ain't even seen that character.
That was the only character.
But yeah, I mean, Blizzard, tone it down a little bit. I mean, now you can relax. Just go and support this game, make it last for a few years, give us more DLC characters, give us bursts, all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, there is one question I think I need to ask you, Ace, and everyone else listening to the podcast, if you also want to tune in with your response. Best girl from Overwatch, though.
Best girl from Overwatch, Tracer.
Tracer?
Hands down.
You're going to go with Tracer?
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry, I did say it isn't a bad.
I mean, I'd say second May, but Tracer is the best tops.
I think for me it is May, then Diva.
Diva's my third, but no, Tracer, the Britishness, too good.
The cavalry's here.
Exactly. That was like instant best. I am planning on getting this game. I am going to play as Tracer.
That's going to be on the soundboard when we finally get it.
Exactly.
We got actually got to put together the soundboard.
Yeah, we do.
I've really got a few things lined up. We're hopefully going to get the Michael Rosen nice on there and maybe a few other things. But yeah, I mean, May is the best. Yeah.
I mean, from one set of fan favourites to another thing fans are complaining about.
Pretty much. So, our next trailer, the next trailer we kind of hinted at was a bit meh. Essentially, the Mighty Number 9's newest trailer. I think this is like the awesome or badass trailer. I don't care what it's called. Essentially, this was a piss poor trailer that was released essentially about the game, which tried too hard and didn't try at the same time.
It was trying to do the whole 90s sarcastic, like, meta commentary stuff, and it failed epically.
I didn't even get that.
It was trying that, and it just did not work. I think a lot of people commented saying it sounds like a 40-year-old trying to sound hip, and yeah, it's kind of true.
The narration is terrible in this.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, particularly the one line about, like, the... was it like anime fan not being able to get like a date on prom night?
No, it was you're gonna be, I think, crying as hard as an anime fan on prom night. That was the only thing I liked. That made my day. I was like, brilliant. And the people whining in the comments made me laugh even more.
The line was a bit cringy, but it didn't make me upset.
No, there were people in the comments. It was hilarious, and it's like, guys, chill.
How dare you insult something I associate with?
How dare you offend my anime? It's precious.
Or maybe you get a life then.
Exactly. Yeah, in total, the trailer was very poor.
It didn't show anything positive. I mean, the gameplay is still looking pretty weak. And...
Well, it looks like Mega Man X style gameplay to me. Just... it's fine.
I don't think so. I mean, there hasn't been any kind of progression which you expect to see with a game that's been delayed. You've got to at least look at things like... Remember when Star Fox Zero got delayed? Because people said the graphics didn't look so good. They went back and improved those graphics somewhat and added more. I'm not seeing that with this game.
No, I agree.
When you know, a game getting delayed is a good thing.
Yeah.
But when I can't see anything, I'm getting worried.
Well, one of the main things was, and this was one of the stretch goals for the Mighty Number 9, was voice acting. Mm-hmm. And it did not need it. It really didn't. Mega Man 1 to Mega Man X7 or whatever. No, X7 did have voice acting, didn't it?
It was like X3 or 4 that had the voice acting, yeah.
So up until then, all survived without voice acting. It really doesn't need it at all. And
now the first X1 that had the voice acting is like one of the most laughable ones as well.
It's embarrassing.
You should just type in, I think it's Mega Man X2 or 3, what am I fighting for? And it's like the most hilarious thing you've ever seen.
Yeah. That's pretty damn bad. But that's one thing that caused the amount of delays, getting the voice acting in there, and it just didn't need it. And I'm sorry, but the people who did Kickstart and keep putting in money are kind of the reason for that.
I've seen there are quite a few people who are a bit of ashamed of this game and they're ashamed they put money into it. And I mean, that is kind of the trouble with Kickstarting games. You don't know what you're going to get, but at the same time, you are the audience. They're going to make the game for you. Yeah, sure, they could make maybe a few more million of the other people interested, but I mean, I don't really care. I'm just more looking forward to Ukulele, honestly.
I mean, I'm still interested in playing this game. I like Mega Man, so I'm still going to buy it. I can't judge the actual gameplay until I played it.
If I see it for £10, I'll pick it up.
Okay. I'm still going to pick it up normal-ish price. Probably get 3DS.
Oh, I don't have the time for that. I got too many games to get. But yeah, I need to save as much money. But it's definitely still a play. It's just probably bottom of the list. Yeah, honestly.
Just awful trailer.
It's a play.
Yeah.
It's not a must own, unlike some other things. But yeah, I mean, kind of, really, not really feeling this one. Well, we got one more trailer, but before that, Ace, do you want to take the next story? This is like the kind of 2 stories we have on Pokemon, and it's not that new trailer because we didn't think it was worth talking about.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, Pokedex wrote him. That was too cool, but
Pokedex wrote him, and the other character, Lily.
Oh, Lily, yeah, she looks like she's got something like in her brain. Like she's gonna trick someone. She evil. She's
got
evil.
something in her brain.
Yeah, something evil in her brain. Like, she's gonna deceive you or stab you in the back.
She looks pissed. She looks like a pissed off Lolita.
Yeah.
That's what she looks like.
Exactly. But
That should be a band name.
Pissed Off Lolita, yeah. That could be the third punk band.
Yeah.
But in the news that we were going to discuss, Pikachu's name is being changed, as are, I think, some of the other ones, for Sun and Moon being released in Chinese Simplified and Chinese Traditional, due to it being translated into Mandarin, which is actually it's not the most spoken Chinese in Hong Kong. That is Cantonese. And due to this, Pikachu is now going to be pronounced, I believe it is Pei-Ka-Jiao instead of Bei-Ka-Chu, which everyone calls it Bei-Ka-Chu in Hong Kong specifically. Fans have been getting quite annoyed at this and have been doing protests over this name change, and have made Facebook groups with over 6,000 members, I believe, trying to get the name changed, or at least to get Mandarin Cantonese put into the games, as other languages have been added recently.
And I think this is interesting because, excuse me, for the most part, you gotta like this protest compared to some of the other ones we've seen where it's just support.
Yeah.
No one's dying. No one's delaying anyone's flight out of the country. No one is aggressively fighting another person, trying to suggest that you don't understand the hardships of one race.
Oh god, yeah. Well, it's because it's not PETA and it's not Black Lives Matter, so it's fine.
It's kind of refreshing to see someone actually protest.
Yeah. I mean, the last time we've seen something fun protest like this was The Simpsons protest.
Yes, The Simpsons. I was just going to bring that up. That is if you can look, I might put that in the description. If you look at that protest in that country, and just the funniest image of that guy speaking in that country with the Homer Simpson mask, just aggressively arguing with the news about why they should change the time of The Simpsons back, is the most hilarious thing I think I saw last year.
But it's one of those things that the fans get dedicated, and they don't like it when it's changed to stupidly. Nintendo did actually come out though to talk to the people.
Yeah.
I think it was Nintendo of China, basically saying that ignore the Mandarin spelling, just read it how you would normally. And I mean, I would prefer they'd say, "Hey, we're going to do a Cantonese in the next game," but yeah,
it's a soft. We're not going to do anything about it. Yeah. But I mean, I would rather have that than not be acknowledged.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, sure, you can say how you want it to be, but it is a bit weird. I mean, I do the same thing as well. I don't call it Zootropolis, I call it Zootopia, because Zootropolis doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I get
it. It doesn't have the same ring,
no,
honestly.
it really doesn't.
It doesn't. And I mean, some of the other things it's called in
in
European
China.
countries, and that is like weird.
Have you seen what it's called in China? It's like Crazy Animal City or something. There was actually a whole research team in China doing this because they said it was some sort of American propaganda to destroy Chinese communism.
Yeah, but they're just paranoid as hell, so just ignore them. Crazy Animal City.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like an album.
It does. That's Pissed Off Lolita's first album.
Yeah. I mean, what we should do is have you seen the Japanese trailer for the?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's so cool.
Okay. Send it to me, definitely.
It's so cool. I'll have to show you this after the podcast. Maybe I'll put it in the description as well. But it's so cool. I like it, especially Judy's voice.
Oh, okay.
She sounds serious. But yeah, that's cool. All right, next story, last trailer we're going to be talking about, and that is essentially we're going to introduce it properly. We're going to kind of get the steam rolling, engines going once again. The kind of Konami bullshit train is back on the move once again, but kind of making a small stop in one of those lesser train stations, that doesn't really have too many people and it's kind of in a local town. So
they pulled the lever first just to stop that train.
Real quick. But essentially, I think most people's fears have kind of been awakened in that sense. So now there is going to be a Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Pachinko machine. And they show the trailer for it, and it didn't show much of the actual machine as it is, but it's essentially them just, saying it's happening, guys. And it is a real disappointment to actually have this come true, and for them to actually put time and money into re-rendering that cutscene. Yeah. And did they recast the voice?
I can't remember. I watched it and I was stunned in complete destruction mode. I couldn't process at all. I saw the beautiful new renders and I was like, why isn't this like a remastering or something for the best Metal Gear
Why can you
game?
put that game into any other game? I mean, sorry, the money into any other game.
It's ludicrous.
You're wasting it on something. Yeah, pachinko machines can make a lot of money, but is that worth it by losing, you know, a good chunk of the Western audience?
Exactly.
Perhaps. I mean, yeah, and I don't think they realize at the same time, the people who do actually go to these arcades and play the pachinko machines, they don't give a damn about what it looks like. If there's a new
they
one,
just want to play pachinko.
yeah, if it's a new one and it steals their money, they're just gonna walk to the next one.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of pathetic, really. But not much to really say other than this. Then I guess Konami's just, finally they're done. I mean, I can't wait for them to announce the next like Metal Gear game. That's gonna be great.
Oof.
I mean, online looks like a mess. But
Well,
then
yeah,
again,
and every single piece of DLC or update is specifically and only for online, which I don't care about. People I know who play it don't care about the online.
no, why would you?
I just want the last chapter for Metal Gear Solid Phantom
I'm
Pain.
gonna release it. They're too stubborn.
They're not, but
They're
I
worse
want
than
it.
Nickelodeon. And by that I mean in the sense that they will never admit that cancelling Invader Zim was detriment to their ratings and success over the last 10 years. They will never admit that. They will never admit that. That's why they don't show Invader Zim in there, because it's a bad stain on what could have been.
They thought Invader Zim was doomed.
Turns out it was Nickelodeon was the one that was doomed.
It's very true.
What a shame. I mean, this is not going to turn into a rant about, oh, bring Invader Zim back. I mean, I'm pretty sure the show probably would have ended at season 2 anyway, but still, how's them Raiders doing? Right, next story. Essentially, Ron Gilbert, who was one of the, I forget what studio, he was with Lucas, yeah. LucasArts. Essentially, he wants to buy back Maniac Mansion and Monkey Island from Disney, which I thought was quite an interesting story for him to just randomly come out and go, hey, I want it back.
I think it was in response to the whole Disney cancelling their games thing.
Disney just acquiring and destroying, basically. Essentially, he tweeted at Disney saying, "Dear at Disney, now that you're not making games," which is in regards to what we talked about last week with Infinity and them not self-publishing, excuse me, "please sell me my Monkey Island and Maniac Mansion IP. I will pay real actual money for them." I'm not sure what he means by real actual money. I don't know if that's a joke or he's like...
I think he's just shown that he is actually serious.
Yeah, I don't know why you put real money as if... Has anyone offered Disney something for not real money or something?
Maybe
someone
Monopoly money?
Monopoly money, I'll buy it from you.
Or there was that story with one company paying someone only in pennies, and it was like, it was the exact amount but in pennies. So they had to deliver it in trucks, but I can't remember who that was.
Fair enough, but yeah, I mean, I think they should.
Yeah,
because
I
there's
agree.
no point wasting an IP like that on someone who's not going to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Disney are not going to make a Maniac Mansion, a Monkey Island game. If anything, they'd make a film out of it.
Yeah.
And they did kind of... No, that was Skull Island, excuse me. I was going to say they made a Monkey Island comic, but no, that was Skull Island, which was produced by Disney. Might as well. I mean, and while you're at it, just give back Sam & Max and everything else that people own, because...
Yeah.
Might as well. I mean, we need more Sam & Max in this world.
I need more Monkey Island. That's got some of the best comedy ever. It's hilarious.
It's a great game from what I hear, and it's like
one of the best
good example of a point and click, basically.
It's one of the best out there. Honestly, you put that up there with stuff like Grim Fandango and Sam & Max. It's like, down.
Like, seriously, Disney, you can't exactly lose from this. I mean, if the guy's going to be like, hey, here's $2 million, can I have them back? You might as well fucking take it.
Exactly. It's like, well, we're not doing anything. Go ahead.
You did make a loss. You might as well try and recoup a little bit. I mean, your films are only going to make back so much money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they may be billions, but you did lose a couple $100 million.
Yeah.
But still, that still hurts. Different if you lost $1 million on a film, but whatever. Right, so next story, and our final story. Excuse me, I got a bit confused there. Essentially, a police officer kind of did a very nice thing after a kid, unfortunately, kind of got his Pokemon card collection stolen. He was a 9-year-old kid in Cleveland, and he got his card stolen by this one punk ass bully kid who did get caught, and they managed to retrieve his kind of like binder of like for a 9-year-old he has a binder. I'm like, well done, kid.
Yeah.
Props for keeping his stuff organized. They managed to get it back, but unfortunately some of his cards are missing. I think the bully was just being a dick and just like sold them or whatever.
Ridiculous.
So the police officer who was brought on the case, he actually went through his old stuff and pretty much found his collection of Pokemon cards and gave it to the kid, just as a kind of way of kind of saying, well, sorry, I wasn't able to, do it, but here's something hopefully to make things better.
He also gave him some Yu-Gi-Oh cards
as well.
Yeah.
I did see that, and I thought a lot of there was that image of people trying to trick other people, and they put that screen cap, and it was like just police officer gives Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and people were like, is this guy stupid or something? And it was like, watch the video. Yeah. Don't trust everything you see. Come on now. But this was just really nice.
Yeah, it was. I think one of the things he said, which really made me happy inside, it restored faith in humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, a 9-year-old kid, his Pokemon collection, that's his world.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, if that happened to me, I'd feel so distraught.
Yeah.
And it's like, congrats, you're doing the right thing.
We need to do a video on trading cards and that.
Oh yeah.
Just in this studio, there's about maybe 500 cards of individual trading things in here. We're going to have to do a video. We just dump them somewhere. It's like, let's look through the cards.
Well, my brother has a massive collection of some of the current ones. He's very smart with collecting and selling Pokemon cards.
Let's trade.
He would never trade a card. He's got binders for them.
Come on.
He's super nah.
I keep mine in a safe.
Understandable. Yeah.
Because they're rare. Well, I don't know about that.
He's got super ultra shiny ones that go for 20-30 quid online.
He's got the retirement money ready.
Yeah, trust me, he does.
And it's not even a joke. That's a legit smart thing to do.
He's got massive boxes of cards that he'll buy, and then he'll get the special ones, sell them for extra, and then just get rid of the rest. Sell those. Yeah. And he makes back the money. So
might as well.
And he even gets to keep some.
Exactly, you might as well. But we're trying to also, I think we've done this maybe 3 times now, we're trying to end with something that actually restores faith in humanity.
A really nice and positive story.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, hopefully we can find more stories like that, because the one thing I never want to do is end this podcast on just misery and upset.
Yeah.
But we got that story. But the fun still continues, because we're at the end of the podcast and we do have the video of the week, which is a long time in the making, and that is essentially the Avalanches' Frankie Sinatra, which is the music video coming from the artist who originally released their first album back in 2000, titled Since I Left You, and it has gone on to become a lot more relevant, a lot more popular. It is, I'll be honest with you guys, it is one of my favourite albums of all time, so I would highly recommend listening to that album and also checking out the video of the week, which does come with a video, which this song itself, Frankie Sinatra, not only does it use a pretty awesome sample from, I don't know the artist, but it also features 2 rappers I would not expect to hear on a Avalanches record, being Danny Brown and MF Doom. 2 guys I'm actually a fan of, and 2 rappers who, if you want to listen to good rap and you're still on that Drake,
oh god,
it's time to move off the Drake, and you put Danny Brown and MF Doom, and there you go. You can now say you listen to good music.
Yeah.
Anyhow, someone says I listen to good music. No. Sip. Friendship done. No, I'm joking. But yeah. So great music video. I think it definitely kind of captured the kind of weird sound that Avalanches go for a lot of their kind of things. And the song has a few issues for the most part, but it's a great track. If this song is a lot more popular, it can be definitely the summer hit of 2016.
Yeah, it's got a really nice beat and really good chorus. I enjoyed that. And the video, funny enough, it reminded me of a game that I'm looking forward to, being We Happy Few. Being the whole weird, happy, crazy stuff going on. So I liked that about the trailer. It was nice.
Psychedelic kind of trip that happens in the music video. But we won't spoil too much. Anything else you want to add to regarding that video, I guess, or anything at all?
No, I can't think of anything. It was really well done.
Cool. Yeah, so that's the video of the week. Will be in the description, as everything we've pretty much talked about will be there, as well as the download link, which should be in your subscription feed whenever you see the video go up. You don't have to click on the video no more. You can just download that link straight away. And you should also be able to see the email link in case you want to email us or contact us in any kind of way with questions or general other feedback. Once again, that email is raccoonplusfriends@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can ask me why I'm so handsome. It's the general thing. You can just tell from the voice.
Anything you want. It's there for you guys and the channel and anyone else who needs to use it. But I guess if there's anything else left to do, we would end the podcast. But before I do, I think there's something quite important we have to mention. We did at the beginning of the podcast mention that it is June, and we also did mention regarding Watch Dogs 2 that We'll find out maybe if we'll see something about Watch Dogs 2. As it stands, E3 is coming up very close. It's in about 3 weeks' time. And we will be doing an E3 special podcast.
With all your favourites.
Hopefully all your favorites. We're not going to make any promises.
Ace and Shu.
Because not everyone is going to be free around that time. But we're hoping to get as many people on as possible. We're going to do an E3 podcast. So if there's anything, any ideas or anything you definitely want us to cover after E3 hits, because it is 3 days. So obviously, the latest we can do it is, the day after. But we have to give it a sec, let people kind of put their notes together. We will be doing it. I think it'll probably go up maybe before or after episode 40. We'll see how things go. But for the most part, yes, it's happening. We're going to be doing it, so look forward to that. We just thought we'd tease that real quick, because I think this is definitely something that's kind of been in the planning and works for a little while. So,
and something that was all of us excited.
Yes, it should be very interesting. We're hoping to actually have bigger surprises and better surprises compared to E3.
Yeah.
Which would be quite ironic if people would say so. But so if there's anything else left to add, I will end by saying I am the Angry Raccoon.
I'm Ace.
And we will see you on the next Normal Episode podcast, and hopefully soon on the E3 podcast, coming very soon.
Off Dewey-san.
Just mixing up now, aren't you?
Exactly. You got to change it a little bit.
I feel sorry for anyone who listens to these out of order and it's like, what is this guy saying?
There's a method in the madness. They'll piece it together once in a while.
I guess. Alright, we'll see you. Laters.